Welcome to the Daily Business and Finance Show. In today's episode, we delve into the world of finance and tech. We'll discuss how CPI inflation nudges up while oil prices take a tumble and what this means for you. We'll also explore Cassava Science's recent gains on dividend distribution and why tobacco prices remain high amidst cooling inflation. The Federal Reserve's current stance will be examined, along with potential signals for cuts next year. In the stock market realm, we'll look at Nasdaq, S&P, Dow's performance post-CPI report and the anticipation surrounding Fed rate decision. Switching gears to tech giants, Microsoft is reportedly considering nuclear power for AI growth. We'll unpack what this could mean for the future of technology. In food industry news, we ponder on McDonald's past relationship with Chipotle and speculate if Cosmos could be their next big hit. Lastly, in AI advancements, Microsoft claims its new model outperforms Gemini and Llama 2, but can it really run on edge? Stay tuned after this short ad break as we dive deeper into these intriguing topics. In November, the Consumer Price Index in the United States increased by a marginal 0.1%, slightly surpassing predictions. This was primarily due to a rise in costs for shelter, food, and medical care. Nevertheless, a drop in gasoline prices played a significant role in maintaining inflation stability. The Federal Reserve is not anticipated to be concerned about this increase as annual inflation continues on its downward trend. Market trends for the remainder of December will hinge on statements made by Jerome Powell, chair of the Federal Reserve, following tomorrow's meeting of the Federal.
Oil prices have taken a significant dive, dropping over 4%, which marks a 6-month low. This is largely due to inflation rates being higher than initially expected. Brent crude futures have seen a decrease to $72.97 per barrel, the lowest it's been since June. Similarly, NYMEX crude for January delivery experienced a fall of 4.2% to $68.44 per barrel. In other economic news, the Consumer Price Index has risen by 0.1%, exceeding the forecasted increase of 0%. Looking ahead at future data on U.S. crude supplies, there is an expectation for it to show a decline of approximately 1.5 million barrels.
Cassava Sciences, a company specializing in the development of Alzheimer's drugs, intends to distribute dividends in the form of warrants to those holding common stock. For each set of 10 shares owned, 4 warrants will be granted to the shareholder. The money raised from these warrants is earmarked for financing the continued development of Simufulum, their Alzheimer's treatment. It should be noted that these warrants have an expiration date set for November 2024.
The report on the Consumer Price Index for November indicated a yearly rise of 3.1%, which is marginally less than the anticipated 3.2%. Contrary to this trend, tobacco and smoking products experienced a significant surge in prices, with an annual increase of 7.7%. This was primarily driven by an 8% hike in the cost of cigarettes. Investors are keeping a keen eye on tobacco stocks such as British American Tobacco and Turning Point Brands, considering potential shifts in the industry like a possible ban on menthol cigarettes.
The Federal Reserve is anticipated to keep the present federal funds rate target range at 5.25% to 5.50%. Nonetheless, investors are closely monitoring for indications of potential future rate reductions. Despite the market predicting 4 or 5 rate cuts in 2024, the Fed's forecasts indicate only a single cut. This inconsistency might result in modifications in market predictions or changes in Fed policy communication. The forthcoming FOMC meeting will also offer insights into key economic indicators like inflation and unemployment rates for the coming years.
United States stocks experienced a rise on Tuesday, largely due to the fact that consumer inflation data did not drastically change predictions of the Federal Reserve keeping rates stable. The Nasdaq Composite saw an increase of 0.7%, while the S&P 500 went up by 0.46% and the Dow Jones Industrial Average increased by 0.48%. Despite a minor rise in November's Consumer Price Index, market forecasts still predict a rate cut in May of 2024, with no changes anticipated for Wednesday's policy decision.
Microsoft is leveraging generative artificial intelligence to speed up regulatory approvals for nuclear power. The goal is to cater to the growing electricity needs of supercomputing and AI. The tech giant's team has been educating an AI model using U.S. nuclear regulatory documents, with the aim of simplifying a process that can often take years and cost millions. This initiative aligns with Microsoft co-founder Bill Gates' endorsement of small modular reactors, or SMRs, which are viewed as the future of the nuclear industry.
McDonald's has introduced a novel restaurant idea named Cosmos, situated in Bolingbrook, Illinois. The food selection primarily emphasizes unique drinks and nibbles, potentially rivaling Starbucks and Dunkin' Donuts. McDonald's chief executive officer, Chris Kempczynski, views this as an expansion prospect within the rapidly growing light snacking sector valued at $100 billion. However, market experts currently perceive only a subdued risk to major competitors.
Microsoft has introduced a new artificial intelligence model named Phi 2. This model surpasses its rivals, including Meta Platforms and Google's Gemini Nano 2, even though it is smaller in size. Phi 2 shines particularly in tasks that require multi-step reasoning, like coding and mathematics. Users will be able to access this AI model through Microsoft's Azure Studio. Following the announcement of Phi 2, there was a minor uptick in Microsoft's stock value. And that's it for today on the Daily Business and Finance Show. Stay informed, stay invested. Until next time, keep making those smart financial decisions. I'm Montgomery Jones.
And I'm Amalia Dupre. Let's part ways for now, until tomorrow arrives. This content is sourced from the Seeking Alpha website, so support our podcast by becoming a Seeking Alpha Premium subscriber. See the show notes page for links to sign up. This episode is produced by Classic Studios. This podcast provides information only and should not be construed as financial or business advice. Check out our other podcasts in our network at classicstudios.com.